fisherman?
I am indeed. I run my own fishing business, my own fishing boat. I have a Cygnus 28.
What size of boat is it?
Cygnus 28, I think it is. Two, me, the dog, and the crew. We normally work off St. Wands, mainly. That's our main fishing area, between Latac and Corbière. Is our main.
Fishing for what?
Crab, lobster, and now hopefully they'll be opening the fishery soon, back up to the bass.
Do you meet Frenchmen out there, or do they not their patch?
I try not to, for the pure. Working alongside someone else can be very difficult, and also from a personal business point of view, you're alongside someone, you're halving your catch. It's time to up and leave. It's not worth sharing.
They do out there, do they?
Oh yeah, they're there. They're there on the outside.
Small boats like yours?
Oh no, not even close. No. But it's down to the quantity they can process more than anything, more than they can handle. Where Jersey has been pushed into an area under quotas and stuff, the majority of the fleet is crab and lobster fishermen. Whereas the French, if you look around the harbour, the main fleet is scallops and trawling.
Presumably you haven't been out for a few days with this weather?
Unfortunately not. I'd love to say it was, but...
So what do you do when you go?
Well, I used to before we start. I used to go in the winter down the beach, and I used to do trot lines, set netting, rod fishing to just keep us through the winter. But now, in the winter, I learn the guitar. Keep my hands busy.
Yeah, trot lines, are they still allowed? Are they?
No, none of that. It's all been stopped now for sustainability of fishing, and this sustainability won't work under the current legislation of the Granville Bay permit, because the increase of 300 and something boats, it's not sustainable for what we have in place at the moment. And this is what it's all about.
French fishermen, it's easier for them to make a living. So I'm a bit puzzled this.
It is indeed. They are very lucky because we're on an island. We have to get it off the island, so freshness is a problem. And not only that, you've got to pay commission on everything. Whereas the Frenchman has an auction and doesn't. So everything taken out of our waters, we have to pay for, and it goes back into Jersey economy. The majority of the French catch, which is taken out of our waters up to the 3 mile, is not returned back into our economy.
There was a terrible report which I saw on French television some years ago about the pollution in the fish. They call it plastic pollution. Poisons in the fish.
Yeah. Microbeads and stuff.
I've not heard any more about that. Is it? I mean, presumably the problem still exists.
Okay, so at the moment, I have seen a few things online which are on about where you gut open a fish and plastics have come out. Luckily, well, not luckily, in Jersey we look after our own waters, and we view Jersey as our own back garden. So we believe in tomorrow. If you look after it, good things will come, it will grow. So to us, plastics isn't too much of a bigger deal.
Microplastics, more the chemical in the plastics. Up in the North Sea, they're actually throwing them back because they were...
Oh, I don't know about that then.
This was Brittany, and I thought, well, that's serious.
I haven't. I can't give you any more information on this because I haven't heard
it. They farm quite a lot of fish in France.
They do, and which has had a detrimental effect for some of the fishermen here because of the effects that farming has. It gives you a constant income at a certain price, which a fisherman can't compete with, unfortunately, with weather and...
Would that be, I mean, rather than the hazards of taking your boats out, wouldn't that be a better bet for other fishermen here to farm their own fish?
If you could find a plot of land with the price of ground rate, ground rent, then it would be viable. But over here in such a small island, the ground rent for just to buy a first-time property is bad enough.
That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Can you make enough fishing to buy a house? Is it realistic as a fisherman with a boat like yours?
Yeah, if you work hard at any industry, and I believe whatever you will put in, you will get returned. But as you can see today, we're putting an effort in for our return, hopefully in the future and for future years to come.
Do you fear that there's hidden agenda on this, that maybe between France and Britain on a national level there's things they want to negotiate which have got nothing to do with fishing? Finance, of course.
I think everything has scales. I think there's always got to be a balance. You can't, one hand without the other is unfairity. Like when you have small children, that's not fair, that's not fair. Well, somewhere along the line we have to say what's okay and what's not, and what we stand up and believe in and what we don't. So.
Will you sell much fish to France?
No, through the agents I will, but me personally I don't run into France. It's not viable. But the day's loss of fishing.
What happens at the moment? If you bring a catch into Jersey,
yes.
What do you do? You had to declare it to somebody, or you just unload it?
I unload it, and then I will fill a fish in, telling a landing form, telling where I've landed to the fishery, saying where I've caught it, how much, and basically what time of day.
And does anybody collect a fee every time you come in and out? That's entirely up to you.
No, that goes on your tax and social.
That's all. It's just a straightforward job.
Yeah, and
a license every year to be a fisherman.
I know you have to buy a license and then you apply for a Granville Bay permit. A license are very expensive now. Very, very expensive.
There's another thing I've asked about fishing. Anything that has a motor, your boat's got a motor on it.
It does indeed.
2030, they're talking about getting rid of petrol and diesel.
Yeah.
Yours is diesel.
It is a diesel boat. Well, that's a very interesting question to me because I do care a lot about the environment, and it's very well. Everyone's saying let's go to. Let's go friendly, let's go battery powered, but what people are forgetting to mention here, where does that battery come from? What minerals are used up to make that battery? How much detriment has to come from the earth to create a battery? Yes, it's detriment when we get fuel and fossil fuels out the earth, but at the same time, the plastics and everything else we're putting back, it's not very easy to get rid of a battery. And a battery only has a certain amount of life, so it's a constant repair. So are we really doing the greater good? I don't believe so, not in that area. That takes a lot of talent. That would take a lot of talent. I do enjoy sailing, but even I would find that hard work. Yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
No, well,
I used to sail out to Newfoundland and catch their fish. Those were different days.
That was a completely different. Yeah, completely different. I am indeed born and bred.
Another one of the aspects of this is, of course, we've got to preserve our fishing industry because it's cultural and historic.
It is.
Do you feel that is a part of the equation?
Oh, I agree completely. One of the things that founded Jersey was the cod fishery. So I believe that we're one of the oldest trades. One of the it's written about in books.
Like the Jerrier language, are these things important to you?
The Jerrier is a difficult one because it's being educated enough to want to pursue that and understanding why. In the day and age where technology is moving so quick, unfortunately, sometimes you have to drop something else to make up something else up. And I feel that it is such a shame that it gets left behind, but it's just one of the things that happens with time and involvement of humans and evolution of humans.
Scallops is always a contentious issue. What's the score? Because the French used to come in and sweep up all the scallops.
Okay,
is that still going on?
Okay, yeah. This is a very heated subject to really talk about. What happened with on the news there, when everyone saw the scallop wars, is French basically cut an area of water off and said we're not allowed to fish there, and they just went, well, that's not part of our fishing. That's not part of our terms and conditions. So they came in and used it. So that's like someone coming into Jersey waters, we've banned it, and then coming through and scooping it all up. We did to them what they did to us. But you go on AIS or any tracking system now, you see all the UK boats tied up, lack of quota. But yet there's Dutch electric pulse fishermen, there's French, there's all sorts, there's so many, but they're not UK boats. And
can Dutch and Spanish boats come in here just the same as the French or not?
No, this is a treaty between Jersey and France at the moment.
That's one of the reasons why that treaty's got to stay, is it?
Well, it doesn't have to stay. It's down to we don't want to throw any fishermen out. We want to maintain a relationship. We don't want to take anyone's business away. They have jobs, they have families around, they have loans. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with the fact that 300 extra boats is a more than 100% increase of effort, really. Well, that's it. Within the space of 6 months. Well, we're at 67 boats now. You add, say that the number's 300. That's more than 100% increase. That's just not sustainable. If we're on the verge of tipping now and we're all putting things into place to make for a future, then an extra 300 boats on top would just be detrimental.
Your shipmate here has been very attentive. Does he fish?
He does. Well, he tries to. I try not to let him. He likes to chew the carcass. So he's a bit. Yeah. The girlfriend at home's not really a great fan of the carcass. But he's
very educational talking to you.
Thank you very much.